Let me start with something most younger guys don't want to hear. It's not the six-pack, it's not the flashy car, and it's definitely not the loud confidence. Some of the most attractive men in the room are older, not because they try harder, but because they speak differently. And today, I'm going to give you 3 words older men use, naturally, that make women feel drawn to them. Not manipulated, not pressured, drawn. And once you understand why these words work, you'll never communicate the same way again. Let's get into it. Word number 1, interesting. That's it, just interesting. Here's what most guys do when a woman shares something. She says, "I've been thinking about changing careers." He replies, "Oh, that's cool." Or worse, he gives advice immediately. Older men, they pause, they lean back, and they say, "Interesting." That one word does 3 powerful things. First, it shows emotional control. You're not reacting impulsively, you're processing. Second, it creates curiosity. Women are wired to read emotional cues. When you say interesting calmly, she wonders what you're thinking. That mystery pulls her in. Third, it shows respect. You're not judging, you're not correcting, you're observing. And here's the key. Older men don't rush to impress. They don't feel the need to prove they're smart. They're comfortable being quiet. Think about how rare that is today. Most guys talk too much because they're afraid of silence. But silence, when controlled, is powerful. Try this next time. When she tells you something personal, don't jump in. Say, "Interesting." Hold eye contact. Then ask a thoughtful follow-up question. Watch how the energy shifts. Word number 2, take your time. Now this one hits deeper. You know what makes a woman feel safe? Space. Not pressure, not urgency, not "where is this going after 2 dates?" Older men understand timing. If she's opening up slowly, if she's unsure about something, if she needs to think, he says, "Take your time," and he means it. This signals emotional abundance. Most younger guys operate from scarcity. They're afraid she'll lose interest. They're afraid someone else will step in, so they rush things. But when you say, "Take your time," you're communicating something powerful without saying it directly. I'm not desperate. I'm not chasing. I'm stable. And stability is incredibly attractive. Female psychology is built around emotional safety. If she feels rushed, her guard goes up. If she feels space, she relaxes. Now here's where this connects to your own life. If you're constantly impatient with yourself, feeling behind, feeling like you need results now, that energy shows up in your dating life. Women can feel when a man is tense about his own progress. Older men often attract because they've already accepted where they are. They're not trying to prove they're ahead. They're not competing with every other guy in the room. They move at their own pace. So start practicing this, not just with women, but with your goals. When you're working on your body, your business, your confidence, give yourself room to grow. Calm men are rare, and rare is attractive. Now let's look at the 3rd word, I understand. Now this one is dangerous if you fake it, but when it's real, it's magnetic. When a woman is venting, she doesn't always want solutions. She wants to feel heard. Older men don't interrupt with logic. They don't argue emotions. They don't try to win. They say, "I understand." Not in a weak way, not in a submissive way, in a grounded way. Here's the difference. A younger guy might say, "That's not a big deal." An older man says, "I understand why that would bother you." See the shift? You're validating the emotion without necessarily agreeing with the situation. That shows emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is attractive because it feels mature. But here's something important. You can't fake this if you haven't worked on yourself. If you're still battling insecurity, burnout, frustration, you'll react instead of respond. So if you want to use this word powerfully, start by understanding yourself first. Why do you get defensive? Why do you need to be right? Why do you feel triggered when someone disagrees? Self-awareness is what turns "I understand" from a line into a presence. And presence is what older men naturally develop over time.
Now let's connect this. Notice something about these three words. Interesting, take your time, I understand. None of them are flashy. None of them are smooth pickup lines. They're calm, controlled, centered. That's the real attraction. Women are used to men trying to impress them, trying to entertain them, trying to dominate the conversation. But when a man is grounded, when he speaks less but with intention, when he responds instead of reacts, that's different, and different stands out. This isn't about becoming older overnight. It's about adopting the mindset that usually only comes with experience. You don't need gray hair, you need emotional control. You don't need money to signal stability, you need patience. You don't need perfect words, you need the right energy behind simple ones. How to practice this starting today? Here's something practical. Tonight, or the next time you talk to a woman, focus on slowing down. Don't interrupt. Pause before responding. Lower your tone slightly. Use one of these three words intentionally. But here's the deeper step. Start building the life that makes these words natural. Older men attract not just because of what they say, but because of who they've become. They've failed, they've rebuilt, they've been humbled, they've learned. If you're feeling behind right now, good. That struggle is building depth. If you're dealing with self-doubt, good. That's where emotional awareness is born. Stop trying to appear impressive. Start becoming solid. When you're solid, your words carry weight. Quick recap. 3 words older men use to attract women. Interesting, creates mystery and shows control. Take your time, signals abundance and emotional stability. I understand, demonstrates emotional intelligence and presence. Simple words, powerful impact. So here's my challenge to you. Don't try to use all 3 at once. Don't force it. Pick one. Practice it this week. Pay attention to how people respond when you slow down and speak with intention. And more importantly, pay attention to how you feel when you stop chasing and start grounding yourself. Because attraction isn't about tricks, it's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need them. Let's improve together.